Revolvers reported a Canadian teacher explained on Twitter how math is racist. Watch this. It's a photo, so it's not a soundbite. And what does it say over there?
So it's saying that a Canadian math teacher says 2 plus 2 equals 4 is white supremacy.
Allowing this to happen in a Christian country.
She goes on to say, there are many math education practices that we, white folks, don't see as racist or supremacist because they are so ingrained in our background and experiences, and we have been the ones to benefit from them. She goes on to thank this Jason person for shining light on this, and there's a white supremacy in math education pyramid that is displaying how math is racist.
2 plus 2 equals 4 equals white racist. And that makes sense to anyone. You're allowing these things to happen. That's why they are happening. You're allowing them to happen. Just think about over the years the things that this country has allowed. Amazing. You allowed the country to be destroyed by radical Black Lives Matter and others. Summit News. This is from Summit News. This is Jennifer Scott, a nurse from New Zealand. Her nursing license was suspended for the comment she made in this video. This video causes, well, the video didn't cause, the weakness caused it. They took this woman's nursing license, because she said this in the video. Watch this.
Hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm born in New Zealand and I work as a registered nurse in mental health. The good intentions of this bill I do not dispute. This bill has included into it gender identity. This is a fairly new concept that has been written into New Zealand legislation and guidelines that underneath it all is linked to some not so good intentions. This part of the bill I dispute due to the fact that no one can change sex, and those who are struggling with accepting the body that they have, opting to say they are the opposite, have a mental disorder called gender dysphoria.
Amazing. She spoke the truth. And for that, she lost her license, nursing license. And replaced it. This is being replaced with men in dresses, women in men's pantsuits pretending to be men. That is overtaking Christianity. It is being allowed. It's been allowed. And the girl was being nice. She understood they can help what they are, but don't make it normal. You try to show them how to overcome it. Don't accept evil as good. Woe unto the man or the woman who call good evil and the evil good. And in our country and the Western world, they're calling evil good and good evil. It's allowed. Because in your fallen state of emotions, you think you're doing good and you're not. Emotions are evil. There's no love anymore. This phony feeling, that high feeling you get, that ain't love, that's evil. This down feeling you get, that ain't love, that's evil. This is another one from Summit News. A group of protesters in the UK were arrested for inciting racial hatred, quote unquote. They were carrying a Russian flag and protesting the inflation from the war. And for that, they were arrested. Watch this.
So obviously, I know there's no issues you being here with the protests and stuff. I know you're here quite a lot. The issue is the flags. I'll be perfectly honest.
It's the flags,
Not
right?
a nuisance at all. But,
Yeah.
but you are causing a nuisance.
No, we're not.
I asked you to leave, peacefully leave, and cut the protest short today because you've upset people.
You brought taken offence to the Russian flags that you were displaying, as there's currently a war going on in Ukraine with Russia. That's a public order offence, and we've got offences that we have to deal with. And to do that, we need details. Right now, I'm going to ask for all the details. If we don't give them, I've got powers to arrest you. I'm still not finished. I'm still not finished. So right now, you've got public order offences, and we need to take your details. If you don't give us your details, then we're going to arrest you. So it's either that. So we're going to arrest you, or you can arrest us. Public order offence, you don't have to say anything, but it may harm a defence. You not mention one question, some of which are later on in court, and anything you do say may begin evidence. That applies to all three of you. So if I can remove your phone now.
Amazing. They were arrested not because they were standing there protesting, but because they had the Russian flag. And people are offended by that. In the UK, isn't that where the Queen just died? Was that the UK? Lord have mercy. Elizabeth just died. The people protested inflation due to the war, and they were arrested for carrying the flag. I wonder what would have happened had they had Black Lives Matter flag or the homosexual flag, the red thing that they carry. Red, green, and all that mess. Would they have been arrested then in a Christian country? Christianity will no longer be majority by 2045 because you're allowing these things to happen. Evil is taking over, and evil is something else because evil has convinced most people that anger is good. Even the Christians say anger is good. And you have power with anger. You get things done with anger. All lies. All lies. They were arrested because of the flag, carrying the Russian flag. Had they had the Ukraine flag, would they have been arrested? Amazing. You should be very concerned that you're allowing evil to erase Christianity, to erase love. And again, love is not this emotional crap. God is a dispassionate God. Satan is a passionate God to his children. And women push this phony idea of love like because they're working on the behalf of the devil. Oh, don't you just feel sorry for you? Oh, we all feel sorry for you. One person saying we feel sorry for you, like other people attached to her. We have allowed radicals to destroy our statues and culture. Remember the insurrection on the country? Black Lives Matter went around, and these little radical Antifa people, white Antifa people, went around knocking down statues of people who founded and built the country with the help of God. Burning down buildings and businesses and tearing down flags. And the people of the government were too happy. That stupid Nikki Haley woman, whatever her name is, she was too happy to take down the flag. We have a B-roll of the radical destroying the country. There's no sound to it, but you see statues being knocked down. And everybody just stood around and looked at it. Where's the military? Why they stop these people? They're applauding it, bringing in evil. And what do they replace it with? An unemployed drug addict.
Students at South Africa's University of Cape Town cheered when the statue of Cecil John Rhodes met its ignominious end 5 years ago.
The one thing about the blacks, they can destroy. I mean, they do it easily, too. Y'all have spoiled them, and now they hate you for it. Just because they were acting like victims and complaining, that wasn't a reason to give in to it. If you don't work, you don't eat. Well, what would Jesus have done? One thing I can tell you, Jesus wouldn't have done this. In the good old days, when boys were boys and men were men, the men didn't accept you not working. It was not allowed. You had to work. As little kids, you had to work. What do they call it now? Slave trade. Because they don't want that order. They don't want you training your children up in the right way to go. And dumb mothers, I'm going to give my children what I didn't have. You gave them hell and not love. There is a battle, and y'all need to wake up because it's working through the flesh, and you just see with your naked eyes, you see the physical thing, and you think it. That ain't it. What's driving you? Get to know yourself so you can see what's driving you. You're not trying to hurt one another out of love. You're trying to hurt one another out of ego, hatred. That ain't love. Anytime people try to hurt you, don't think they're hurting you out of love. They're hurting you because they're insecure. Their daddy, the devil, is driving them. They have spirits. They're possessed. And they'll call it love, but it's really jealousy and envy and strife. It's hatred. They're not praying for you because they're blind themselves and can't see. The devil is having his way because the people don't know what's going on with themselves. People refuse to pull away and know thyself. And you see, you're not in control of anything. You're not in control of yourself, and you're not in control of other people outside of you. They're not even in control. And you don't know this because you won't examine yourself. You won't make the sacrifice to endure and overcome. Now we're paying the price for it in America. Christianity, by 2045, according to Revolver, will no longer be a majority. Will no longer be a majority. Within 50 years, according to the Revolver, science says Christians will be a minority in the U.S. within 50 years. Just think of the hell that's going to come upon your children. You think the black people are out of control? The whole country is going to be out of control. Because if you don't have love, you have nothing. God said, go and forgive. He didn't say go and attack. Satan says go and attack. And the men are as worse as the women.